I have gone through the elaborate judgment prepared by Sister Justice Indu Malhotra. The appellant has been convicted under sections 302, 392, read with section 394 of the IPC by Additional Sessions Judge, Southeast Saket Court, New Delhi. The appeal against the conviction has also been dismissed by the Delhi High Court by judgment dated 10/12/2014. Detailed facts of the case, including prosecution case and the evidence on record, have been elaborately noted by Sister Justice Indu Malhotra in her judgment. Hence, I feel no necessity to repeat the same. After elaborate consideration of entire evidence on record, Sister Justice Indu Malhotra has come to the conclusion that appeal should be allowed and appellant be acquitted. I fully agree with the view of the Sister Justice Indu Malhotra. However, an important question of law pertaining to interpretation of sections 4 and 5 of the Identification of Prisoners Act 1920. Being involved in the present appeal, I proceed to consider the same and give my reasons. Now I proceed to examine the provisions of the Identification of Prisoners Act 1920. The statement of objects and reasons provides a fair idea of the purpose and object for which the Identification of Prisoners Act 1920 bracket hereinafter referred to as 1920 Act bracket close was enacted. The statement of objects and reasons reads: the object of this bill is to provide legal authority for taking of measurements, finger impressions, footprints and photographs of persons convicted of or arrested in connection with certain offences. The value of the scientific use of finger impressions and photographs as agents in the detection of crime and the identification of criminals is well known, and modern development in England and other European countries renders it unnecessary to enlarge upon the need for the proposed legislation. The existing system by which the police in India takes finger impressions, photographs, etc. of criminals and suspected criminals is void of legal sanction except as regards registered members of criminal tribes, in whose case provision exists for the taking of finger impressions in Section 9 of the Criminal Tribes Act 1911. The need for legalizing the practice has long been recognized, but it was not thought expedient to take the matter up so long as no practical difficulties arose. Instances have recently been reported to the Government of India where prisoners have refused to allow their fingerprints or photographs to be taken. With a view to prevent such refusals in future, it is considered necessary without further delay to place the taking of measurements, etc., which is a normal incident of police work in India as elsewhere, on a regular footing. No measurement, etc., of any person will be taken compulsorily unless that person has been arrested. The above objects and reasons notice that under the existing system, the police in India takes finger impressions, photographs, etc. of criminals and suspected criminals, which is void of legal sanction. Thus, the above mischief was sought to be reminded by the 1920 Act. In last part of the statement of objects and reasons, the purpose has been clearly mentioned, that is, with a view to prevent such refusals in future, it is considered necessary without further delay to place the taking of measurements, etc., which is a normal incident of police work in India as elsewhere, on a regular footing. Stop.